Welcome to the Speak Your Mind podcast. I'm not really sure what this is going to be, but I know that I want to get as many people on here as possible to speak their mind. Because I strongly believe there's something we're missing in society today where people are too afraid to actually speak how they feel and instead turn to Twitter fingers, Facebook fingers, Instagram fingers, whatever the hell you want to say. But people need a chance to talk and talk without being interrupted and talk without being canceled. Talk without fear that people are going to, people are going to hate you anyway. It doesn't really matter. I know tons of people don't like me, and that's fine. What I'm trying to get to is when you talk, when you express your mind, there's something very healthy about that. We have a lot of problems in our society with mental health and people feeling afraid to come out and talk about what they're feeling about any topic. But people are afraid of being hurt. People are afraid of hurting others, especially their feelings. Well, let me tell you right now that this podcast, if I even call it a podcast, I guess it is a podcast, but whatever's said on this recording is protected by the First Amendment. So, whatever you feel like saying, say it. America is a speech-protected place. And I know these days people are terrified of speaking how they really feel. And instead, they'd rather talk about the weather. Well, you know what? It's sunny and hot outside, okay? Let's get over it. It's sunny and hot. It's the middle of August, okay? It's hot. We get it. Talk about something new. I just planted tomatoes in my backyard. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do you. Oh my God. Listen, I've never podcasted before. Actually, that's a lie. I did a few podcasts with Society of Screen Men. Go check it out on YouTube. It's basically a dead channel, but while we were doing it, it was great. But there are many podcasts on there. You can go listen to them, mostly about film and video games and stuff that the group really like to talk about. Society of Screen Men. So, yeah, go check that out. But anyways, I'm kind of going off the top of the head here. I don't really have anything written down, but what I really want to talk about, as my mom texts me, "How are you doing today, baby? Doing okay?" Yeah, I'm doing great, Mom. So, the main thing we're going to talk about here, and it's something that all of us need to have a bit more of, I feel like. Not just my surrounding group of friends or people in my city, people in this country, but everyone in the world needs to have a little bit more gratitude for their lives and the people in their lives, the places they've been to during their time. So with that, I'm going to talk about what I'm grateful for. And maybe that'll inspire you, the listener, whoever's listening to this. When I was younger, I didn't feel grateful at all. I didn't understand what being grateful was because the people that I was around when I went to school were not grateful. They always wanted more. So that put me in a position to be complacent all the time and never be grateful for the endless sacrifices that my mom made and people around her made to make sure I had a decent life growing up. And my brother too. Shout out Malik. And forgive me if I get emotional on this first episode, but you know what? I don't care. When you're grateful for something, it tends to bring back emotions and memories from which you do feel extremely grateful. And you see where you weren't grateful and how you could have been. And I think that there should inspire people to be more grateful for the times that they haven't been. When you weren't consciously thankful for what was happening around you. Now, I'm grateful for a lot of things. But when you talk about being grateful, it can simply just be waking up. And today on my day off, that struck me. I woke up and usually I'm going to work around 8 a.m. and about 9:30, I'll be at work, yada, yada. I'll be outside in the blistering hot sun. And it hits me. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the heat. I'm grateful that the sun is shining and I get some vitamin D for my already brown skin that could possibly end up developing skin cancer because I'm out in the sun all day and I don't feel the need to put on sunscreen. But hey, that's just me being Moroccan, I guess. I don't know. But gratitude is important. And I'm sure everyone knows Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yeah, that guy. Game plan, Tooth Fairy. That motherfucker. Anyway, Dwayne Johnson on his socials is always talking about being grateful and gratitude. And I think it's something that a lot of Americans specifically need to think about more often. First of all, I think we need to be thankful for the people that started this country and the principles they put in place to make this country secure for the most part when they first started it. I think we need to be grateful for the sacrifices that were made to get to this great land that was stolen from Native Americans, First Americans, however you want to say it. We stole their land, and not that we should be grateful for that, but I do believe that there is a reason that it happened. There are reasons that all things happen. Anyway, that's for a different episode. I'm grateful for the people that came to this land and settled and made a country. And then who knew? 250 years from when they settled here, not even settled, when they birthed this country, that people wouldn't be grateful for shit. People aren't grateful for shit, man. Let me tell you, I walk down the street or I walk into a Walmart and there's people complaining all the time about everything, complaining about the prices of things. You know what? Just give me a second here, okay? This is the first time I've done this, okay? And I woke up with the thought of gratitude. I wanted to talk about being grateful because I don't even know, man. You know, this is a rough draft, but this is just me talking because I want to get ideas out. But the point is, if you're not grateful for something, then you won't be grateful for anything. No one asked to be born, okay? That's perfectly fine to be upset about, I guess. Like, oh, why the fuck did my parents want a kid? Fuck my life. Yeah. That tends to go through my head sometimes too. And I've talked about that with Malik quite often. But I'm grateful for my own life, you know? My dad, Ahmed, he came from Morocco in his mid-20s. I don't remember exactly which year, but it was the mid-90s, I think. And I'm not entirely sure how my dad's life was when he first came here. I haven't talked to him a whole lot about that. In fact, I'll probably have my dad on the second episode so we can talk more about what I'm talking about now. Maybe it'll be a part 2 of gratitude. But anyway, my dad came from Morocco to Wichita, Kansas with a few cousins and a childhood friend. And they started working at Ryan's, the old buffet on North Rock across from AutoZone, I think, right by 96. And I've got to say, I'm extremely grateful my dad came across the seas, the ocean. Because if my dad hadn't, then he wouldn't have met my mom. And I wouldn't be here today to be filling up your ears for hopefully around 45 minutes. But the thing is, people that are here, people that were born here and have ancestors from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, from the Middle East, from South America, from North America. I don't feel like anyone's grateful anymore. People are just looking for ways to cruise through their life in America, and I don't think that's the way to live. I really don't. Now, I'm speaking from Wichita, Kansas, the air capital of the world, baby. I see planes flying over me every day, so life is good, I guess. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my dad, to my mom, because though their relationship and many parents' relationships fall short of what they want it to be, they still try. They still try. Regardless, let's put away the being in a relationship, yada yada, having a kid. Like, marriage is great, but let's put that to the side. The fact that my parents had me, which wasn't even really supposed to happen. Okay, Mom, I'm about to put some of your business out there. My mom has some complications with her. I wouldn't even say complications. I don't know. But in the shortest amount of words, my mom was not supposed to, it was supposed to be extremely difficult to have a child. And then she had me. And then I can imagine the amount of gratitude she had, whether you believe in God or not. Put that to the side as well. The amount of gratitude that my mom had to God for me, she's expressed it so many times, but I don't even think I will truly understand it, because gratitude is an individual thought process. And I believe we can be collectively grateful, but gratitude, honestly, is on the one person level, individual level. And, I'm sure my dad as well was extremely grateful to Allah, who he believes in. My dad is a Muslim. My mom is a Christian. So you can probably guess how my life went growing up. I am also grateful to God for being born, for being here, being able to live my life in a free country where bombs are not being detonated and people are not running through the streets killing each other savagely. But it seems like that could all change, and it is changing right now. The past 2 years, it's been pretty chaotic across the country, and I feel like I focus a lot of my attention on what's happening in the world, and I want this to be. I don't want this to be a political talk session. I don't at all. Actually, that's not true. I wouldn't mind it, but people are going to be offended. It is what it is. And you know what? You cannot offend me. I cannot be offended. I promise you that. I will approach every single conversation with someone very neutrally. I I want people to say what they want. The same way I want to say what I want. And you can say whatever you want. There are consequences for what you say, but I feel like the consequences are more social rather than physical, because people start to see you in a different way when you don't believe exactly what they believe. If you are not on the exact same line, the same word on the same line, on the same page of the same book as somebody else, it seems like they'll cast you. They'll cast you for nothing. I mean, what the fuck is that? What the hell do I have to do? What the hell does anyone have to do to just be accepted for what they want to believe? I don't know why I can't be friends or have, I have plenty of friends. I mean, I have plenty of friends, and I don't really care what anyone wants to believe. As long as you don't believe in disgusting things. And I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. But that's besides the point. When you walk through your life with a bit more gratitude, I think you can you start to see how simple the world really is, and how that light, that shine of gratefulness can be seen by tons of other people. And it'll start to reflect positively onto other people. If you're grateful, your friends will be grateful. Your mom will be grateful. Your brother will be grateful. Your coworkers will be grateful. And I think that it all starts with a positive mindset. And I believe this past year and a half it's been crazy on people's mindsets and their outlook on life. But I think it's important just to keep a positive mindset, Yeah, people will kick you down. Yeah, people will snub you. The world won't be fair to you. You're going to get in a car wreck. You're going to get a flat tire, But It's just the way the world works. You know, you have to be kicked down to get back up. If you're not kicked down, you are susceptible, and you have to walk with some kind of morals, some kind of moral foundation that you don't tolerate evil. You need to have your head screwed on tight. And it's okay not to have your head screwed on completely tight, you know? You know what I'm saying? You can have a few nuts loose. God knows that I have a few nuts loose. I promise you that. If you talk to me, I will act like a spazzing Jim Carrey, and then I'll act like Al Pacino in Scarface. But shout out to Ryan Cruz. I know this is kind of off topic, but shout out to Ryan Cruz, the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, TVMA. I really wanted to go film his promo today, but we couldn't because of his flat tire. But he just told me that it should be a patch job. So just on that little situation there, I can already tell that it's no big deal. It's no big deal to this man. He blew a flat. We can't film today. But he just said it's a patch job. He could have said, fuck my life. I fucking hate cars. But he could have said, fuck my car, fuck life, fuck this whole day. But nah, it's just a patch job. And that in itself is just being grateful, because he knows it's just a patch job. And I don't know why I'm going off on this tangent about a blown tire on Ryan's car, but it is what it is, man. I have to make examples. I'm not really sure what to keep talking about. I guess we can stay on the topic of being grateful. You know, I recently just fixed my car that I've had for about almost 6 years. And I've got to say, man, the amount of gratitude I have for this car, that it's a 2003 Chevy Impala, by the way. I have beaten this thing down so much. Like, when I tell you I have delivered like food and like packages, you know, like Amazon Flex or whatever with this car. I have put this car through hell, man. Lady, sorry. Whoever's listening to this. I say man a lot. I say bro a lot. Get used to it. And I promise this will probably be the most boring episode. But I'm going to have good guests. I promise you. The SYMPcast will have better guests than me. You're going to have to listen to me, but you're going to listen to other people as well. And I'm not great at talking to myself out loud, probably because I just talk to myself in my head, and then I get stuck just standing with my phone in my hand, thinking about nothing in the hallway. That tends to happen a lot. So, yeah, my car, it's a piece of shit. It looks like shit. It's tan, but in the summertime, it kind of looks brown. But at the golden hour, you know, like sunset, oh, it looks great, man. It looks like the nicest, shiniest turd you've ever seen. Okay, but I put about 500 into my car recently just to fix some things, get some things updated, you know, like serpentine belt, get my air condition fixed, get an oil change, yada, yada, yada. But I'm grateful for this car, man. I've been through a lot. I've had a lot of good memories in it. I've had a lot of bad memories in it. I've had it when I've had no AC in the summer, multiple summers where my AC needed to be recharged or it's broken, and I just ride around in it, fucking suffering. Back of my knees are sweating like shit. You know, I'm about to get heat exhaustion. Roll the windows down on that bitch. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Keep going. Be grateful for what you have and just keep going. If you don't have the money to fix shit, man, grind it. Grind it. Grind it. Grind your life out. Because I promise you, your mental state can recover, but there are going to be times in your life when you need to grind your mental state into the ground in order to get things done. And I feel like that's missing from a lot of our generation as well. I know a lot of people who would rather be comfortable than to step out of their boundaries, you know, their comfort zone to get things done. And it's important. It's extremely important to get things done. Because once you get things done, you're going to be grateful to yourself that you got things done. And I've probably said grateful about 100 times already. But it's important. It's important, man. You need to be aware of the life you're creating while you're going through it. A few years ago, someone told me to always live 5 minutes ahead. And that's kind of hard to do when you're watching a movie, because you're trying to watch the movie. But you just got to live. You got to live just enough in the future that it's still your present. Every day you need to get 1% better. 1%. And yeah, you're going to live more than 100 days. But no one said you had to stop at 100%. I mean, stocks don't stop at 100%. If you're into stocks, you see big gains like 350% up. God, I wish I would have gotten in on that. But you need to get better every day. You need to be grateful every day. And you know what? You don't even need to be grateful every day. You can be grateful sometimes, once a week, like a visitation period with a kid, Be grateful once a week when you go see him, and then you leave and you go party or go to the club or go make another kid. I don't know what people do. That's not my vibe. 1% every day. Grateful once a week. It's one of the many keys to the lock of success. And I believe that lock of success that you have many keys to, it changes every day. There's a new key you need. And you have to use these keys simultaneously to access the lock. And you may not get into wherever you're trying to get into, but as long as you have the keys, it's so hard to explain, but it makes sense in my head. You get it. People that are listening to this, they get it. If you're like 18 to 25 or 30 or something, you get it. I mean, I'm only 23, and I'm not gonna say I'm anything. I'm not anything. I'm only what my brain tells me I am. I'm only what my brain tells me, and I'm only a reflection of what people think of me. But the thing is, in our society these days, people aren't grateful for folks around them. It's so difficult to grasp onto some, it's so difficult to make a difference in someone's life if they don't want you there. And you can try and try and try and try and try and try some more. But many people don't care. People don't care. And I'd like people to care more. I'd like people to be more selfless and to be aware of how others perceive them. Because once you hop on social media, you can see everybody's life. You can see their entire past. I think that's one of my reasons for probably deleting like Snapchat. And I'm banned off Twitter, so can't really do anything cool on there. But I think the less access you have to someone's life, in my mind, this is how it works. The less access you have to someone's life and what they're doing, the more you'll want to hear from that person, the more you'll want to know. And I feel like it's the other way around for a lot of people. A lot of people want to be tapped into everyone's life. But that doesn't do anything but make you sad and upset and depressed in one way or another. And anxious that someone may not like you because they're hanging out with other people, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that, or you guys had an argument a few weeks ago and you haven't been spoken to since, or you looked at someone the wrong way, or you didn't reply to someone's TBH. I don't fucking know. That was high school days. What am I talking about? Do people even still do that shit? The rate, date, hate, or whatever? Man, I remember I did that one time. Oh my God, I'll never do that again. I actually was so butthurt. I was so butthurt because I thought this woman, I wouldn't even say woman, this lady at the time, I really thought she was into me. And then she hit me with like 777 or something like. I don't even know. I don't know how it works, okay? I don't know how it works. I'm not a child anymore. I don't do this fuck shit. But it was like, okay, rate. It was a 7, I think, or something. Which isn't too bad, you know? A 7 out of 10 is actually decent. Unless she was going by 7 out of 20, then, you know, that's like a 38%. I don't even know. 1738. Kill myself. Okay, rate, it was 7. Date, I don't even remember. It was probably a 7, or I'm going to say it was between a 5 and a 7, which still isn't even that bad. It's not that bad, okay? And at that time, I wasn't even sure how to date. I didn't know how to date people. I was like 16, 17. What the fuck? And then we got to hate. And you know what this woman said to me about hating me? She gave me a 6. I got a 6 out of 10. I don't know what that means, right? Date, hate. So you rate me 7, you date me 5, 6, or 7, and then you hate me 6? If you hated me at a 6, wouldn't the date be down at like 3 or 4? Or like 2? What the fuck? That's so confusing. But that's high school drama or whatever for you. But I'll probably post this to like YouTube, maybe Instagram, make some clips out of it or something. I really don't know. This is me just trying it out because I woke up, like I said, I woke up feeling grateful, but I wanted to get something done today because it's my day off. And I've wanted to do this for several weeks, but I wanted to have someone with me. And I just said, screw it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on my own. And it'll fail. It won't fail. Who knows? Take it as you want it. I bet no one's listening. No one's listening to this right now. No one's listening to this. I could say whatever the fuck I want, but I'll save that for another episode. Now, I'm going to get into something that probably no one cares about. I'm going to name a few more things that I'm grateful for. So the first one would be parents, obviously, because without them, I wouldn't be here. Second, it would be, I'm going to go with the United States. I'm grateful for the United States because I could be in Syria right now. I could be in Russia. I could be in Cuba. I could be somewhere where my opinion doesn't matter. I mean, my opinion doesn't matter here. Like, I'm a nobody in Wichita, Kansas. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means to be from Wichita, Kansas? It means that you drive 15 minutes from here and you can go steal someone's corn stalks. Just kidding, I don't do that, but you can go do that. Being from Wichita, Kansas means that someone in your family put a wing on a plane. Someone from your family is an engineer. Someone from your family does construction. Someone from your family died, and then the rest of the family turned them into a scarecrow. By their own wishes. It was in their will. Turn me into a scarecrow when I die. Preserve my skin and my organs. And turn me into a scarecrow. Rah! Rah! That's the crows circling around the scarecrow. You know what? When I die, I want to be turned into a scarecrow. Please turn me into a scarecrow. And above my head, I want to say, come here. I don't know what I'm talking about, man. But grateful for parents, number 1. Grateful for the United States, number 2. My freedom in the United States. Number 3, I'm going to say these things that I'm grateful for, they change every day, okay? They change by the hour. They change by the minute. I'm sure it's the same with everybody listening to this. Everybody, what am I saying? There's 3 people listening to this, and one of them is on their phone. The third thing I'm grateful for is probably art, because that's the sector that I am in, I guess. I like to make art. I wouldn't say, I really don't like attention. I really don't. I just like to express myself. And, being raised in the Midwest, Kansas, of all places, you grow up pretty humble. You grow up with a lot of mac and cheese and hot dogs, a lot of chicken and asparagus, a lot of tater tot casserole. If you're white, if you grew up like with my dad, when we'd go over to his house, we'd have marca and couscous and baklava for dessert. And sometimes we'd have one pizza, one Little Caesars pizza to share between 6 people. If you do the math, that's one slice for everybody with 2 left over. And you know who those 2 went to? It usually went to me and my brother because we're fat asses. And, what was I saying? Art, right. I like to express myself, I like to let my voice be heard through what I do, but I'm not gonna get on people's heads for not caring about what I'm doing. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I know there are several people actually that I work with, not at the job. I'm talking about in arts and entertainment, stuff like that. One of my good friends, Jack Clayton, I would say this man's one of my biggest supporters. And I'm just going to throw it out there. One of my biggest supporters through everything. This man's on my ass every time we get something done, or I do something, or he's doing something. The love is just incredible. And I'll probably have Jack on here one of these times to talk about our relationship and how we came to be very good friends without even... Man. It's been a road. It's been a long journey on a bumpy road. And I think the road is still bumpy, but, every so often the construction people do a good job, and my life is okay for a little bit. It's not so bumpy. Even that fluctuates day to day because my mental state is weird, as is a lot of people's. And this episode won't even have video with it, and I think that's okay, because just lay down and listen to me swallow. No video this time because I look crusty, and no one wants to see that. But gratitude, that's the most important thing these days. Just wake up and be grateful that you woke up, Go eat some breakfast if that's your thing. I personally don't eat breakfast because my stomach hates me. And if I give it anything before 10 a.m., it will come back to haunt me. Haunt me! It will come back and it will not be good. I promise you that. The Febreze must be on deck. Was that too much information? I don't give a shit. This is my fucking show, motherfucker. All right. I keep bouncing around like I don't know what to do with this, It is what it is, though. It is August 11th, 1:45 p.m. My name is Hamza Harwell, and I'm grateful for whoever's listening to this, because I feel like this is going to be the start of a long journey of good things and bad things, but more good things than bad. And you have to be grateful for the bad times, because you can't have highs without lows. You can't climb the mountain. Just, what the fuck am I talking about? Stop getting deep, Hamza. All right. This has been Hamza Harwell on the Speak Your Mind podcast, otherwise known as the SYMPcast. SYMPcast, Speak Your Mind podcast. Next time we have a show, I will be pouring ketchup on my nipples and eating hot dogs. Goodbye, everyone.